everyone, welcome to 996 Howl. Today, to celebrate the Coyotes making the official playoffs and doing a beer mile, which is drinking a beer before every revolution, every lap. 4 laps equals 1 mile. Been planning this video since December, hoping they would make the playoffs in April. Obviously, in Coyotes fashion, they kind of shit the bed, fall out of the playoffs, and I thought I would never have to do this video. And then COVID happened, and then Coyotes actually managed to win their play-in series. So I got to do the video. I got to live my dream of doing the beer mile. So here I go, and hopefully at the end of the video, I'm not on the floor crying. So here we go. Cheers. One beer is 350 milliliters. Don't do those tall boys. Pretty chilly day, not too hot. So hopefully it's a good one. As you can tell, I do not chug beer. Nor do I drink a lot of beer, considering I'm a Coyotes fan. All right, we're almost done. Number 1. See ya. I want to thank my lovely girlfriend for filming this.
Okay, how was that?
Thought it'd be worse, but I think doing squats this morning was a bad idea.
You work out too much.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
So, how do you feel right now
How about the run?
about the Coyotes?
Pretty excited. It was a fantastic week of just playoff Coyote hockey, which I haven't gotten to see in 8 years. Every game was exhilarating. Game 2 was pretty bad, but man, they bounced back after that. I'm excited for them to play the Avs.
Who's that, sorry?
The Colorado Avalanche.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be a good series. Avalanche use a lot of speed. I'll make a whole preview video. But yeah, I'm excited to watch even more Coyotes playoff hockey. Who knew in August?
Me too.
Playoff hockey.
Okay, who's your favorite Coyotes player?
Well, it used to be Max Domi before John Chaika did his monstrous trade. I was following Dylan Strome since the OHL, but obviously he didn't translate too well into the NHL. So, I mean, I was hoping for him to be my next favorite player, but he didn't pan out. But right now, I would say Christian Dvorak. He's just a really under-the-radar guy, ice-cold veins, doesn't really get emotional in the game. Just steady, first-line centerman. Probably no one knows him around the league. Scores big goals, goes to the front, tips some pucks. I just love his attitude and his demeanor in the game. And hopefully he stays a Coyotes first-line centerman for a while. He's got a long-term contract. So thank you, Chaika, for signing Dvorak to a long contract. I also love Keller and obviously the captain, OEL. If Keller was more consistent, he'd be my favorite player. But man, he gets me mad when he goes for weeks without scoring. So not my favorite player yet. I love what he's doing in the playoffs. But yeah, not my favorite. I would say Dvorak. And Schmaltz too, but he's always injured, it seems. And he's got the same consistency problems as Clayton Keller.
Keller sounds familiar.
Maybe you're thinking of Phil Kessel?
Oh.
I don't like Phil Kessel too much. I've been hard on him. He was going through some injuries this season, but for some reason Talkett decided to play him 17 minutes a game. But he's doing well in the playoffs, so can't be too hard on him now.
How's that beer?
Really good. You're making my time longer. I thought I'd have a good beer mile time, but I like the questions.
This could be a good PBR ad.
If you want beer that doesn't get you drunk and you could drink while running, drink PBR. Okay, we're almost done this one.
All right. Here we go.
I think my quads are on fire.
Halfway there. So, how long you been a Coyotes fan?
Probably started to follow them as a joke between me and my friends in 2010. I think that was the first year Dave Tippett brought them back to the playoffs. I think they got swept in that year. And then every playoff in 2011 and 2012, they kept making the playoffs, so I kept following them. In 2012, if you watch those games, I don't know how you don't fall in love with the team. Such a great underdog story. Mike Smith was a brick wall, beating the highly touted Chicago Blackhawks in the first round. So many overtime games. Then beating Nashville just like they did last week. And then unfortunately they lost to the LA Kings, but the LA Kings had a great team. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows that if the Coyotes beat LA, they would have won the cup that year, because New Jersey had no reason to be in the finals that year. And they just got steamrolled by the LA Kings. So that was a good year. I don't know what happened after that. A lot of bad things happened in true Coyotes fashion, but 8 years later, it was just all a bad dream, and here we are.
Do you have anything to say about the recent management changes in the Coyotes?
Bit of a touchy subject. I'm a huge John Chaika fan, obviously. I think if you watch my videos. Not all the facts have come out yet. So, I mean, you could say one way he quit on the team. You could say we don't know what job offer he took. It's still under, I think the NHL commissioner got involved, and now they're trying to figure it out.
Why did the commissioner get involved?
Breach of contract, supposedly. He just signed an extension in November for 3 or 4 years. That's why it's pretty crazy how he left the team. But right now, without all the facts, I don't think he quit the team. I think he got a great job opportunity. I can't fault a human being for taking a job that secures his family's future. I'm sure it was a great job. Obviously, it's not in the hockey world, so we'll see. If it turns out he did quit on the team, sure, my sentiment will change, but I can't just assume that right now.
How does the fan base feel about the change?
I think a lot of people hate Chaika. I saw some comments on Reddit saying F you, Chaika, which was funny because Chaika built this team. I don't know how... It's hard for me to hate... It's hard for me to love watching this team and watch them win playoff games, but also hate the guy who built that team. So for me, there's a disconnect there. I think maybe, not to to my own horn, but I'm a bit self-aware to know that this man built this team. So if this team is winning games and I'm cheering for them, I gotta, kind of support them in a way. If the facts come out that I did quit on the team, yeah, then I'll take a thought or two to see where I really stand. But I love the team he built. I thought it was playoff caliber for the past 2 years, and now they're in the playoffs.
How would you describe being a Coyotes fan now?
Define now. within this past week.
Yes.
Amazing. Underdog story, so much speed. They could score goals. They have an amazing goaltender who's, I think, third place in save percentage in these playoffs. A lot of heart. The whole team is bought in, all 4 lines. The head coach is so confident in rolling each line. You watch these teams like Edmonton, even like Chicago, even Nashville, and so many other teams, maybe Toronto too. They rely on one line, or they're just star players, where the head coach for the Coyotes, Rick Tocchet, he's comfortable with anyone on the ice at any time. He rolls all 6 D-men. He rolls all 12 forwards. That's what I love about this team. Everyone's just bought into it, and they love their goalie, and the goalie loves their team.
It's a true team effort.
It really is. It shouldn't be taken for granted.
Still feeling the PBR?
Not really. Almost done this one though.
Here we go. All right. How you feeling?
Starting to cramp up a bit.
Oh man.
But honestly not. It's going easier than I thought. 5% alcohol level. Still pretty high. Okay, I'm starting to feel it.
Do you miss going to Arizona to watch games?
Yeah, I went to Glendale in November, saw 2 games, saw them win both times against the Calgary Flames. I believe it was a 2-0 win. In that game, that was when Kemper fought the Flames goalie. Might have been Talbot or Riddick. I think it was most likely Riddick. I think Kachuk got involved with Kemper. That was an entertaining game. The crowd was way into it. And then they had dollar beer night against the LA Kings on a Monday night. And they stopped after the first period intermission, which kind of sucked. But I got 4 beers in. That was a great game. I think they won 3-1. My record for live Coyote games, I'm 6-1. 6-1-1. I saw them lose in overtime in Toronto in February. My girlfriend took me for my Christmas present.
Wow, what a great girlfriend.
Yeah, she's really great. They lost in overtime. Coyotes scored in overtime, but they took that goal back on goaltender interference, and I was livid that night. They ended up losing that game.
What did it feel like being a Coyotes fan in a Toronto Maple Leaf zone?
You can make fun of other teams if you're a fan of the Leafs. I understand their troubles they've been through, but everyone's pretty polite about it. They know their team is underachieving for the past 3 years, I would say. They're nice. I don't get too much bullied as being a Coyotes fan. It's a bit weird, obviously, but I think they understand. They're a young, exciting team. I think the whole league understands that, and hopefully these playoffs, people start to take the Coyotes more seriously, which is what I want out of these playoffs. I hope they don't get swept by Colorado.
So tell me more about Colorado. Is it a real threat?
Yeah, I have them to win the Cup, but even before these playoffs started, Nathan MacKinnon is a world-class player. He's probably the second best player in the league. And, for me, it's McDavid, McKinnon, and Crosby. Then from there, it's an argument for anyone. But I think he's fast. He's the fastest. He's fast, just as fast as McDavid, but he's got the body frame and the legs of Crosby to outmuscle you, which I think McDavid doesn't. He just solely uses speed to go by you. Whereas McKinnon, he's big. He's a big horse, and he could use his body position to outmuscle you, and he's fast, and he's got a wicked shot. So McKinnon, you gotta stop their top line. They're a top line heavy team in McKinnon, Rantanen, and Gabriel Landeskog. But man, you gotta attack their defense. Their defense is inexperienced. Their goaltender's not amazing. I think the Coyotes win them on defense and goaltending. So the Yotes just got to put the pressure, put the puck in the opposing end, make those top star players on the Avalanche play in their own zone, and good results will happen. They already know how to shut down Nashville's top line, even though Victor Arvidsson kind of like owned the Coyotes, but they still lost. So Coyotes just need to shut down the top stars. But the Colorado Avalanche, they have some support. They have a good supporting cast. In the offseason, they picked up a lot of good players. Burakovsky, Kadri, Donskoy. I love Jonas Donskoy. And then at a trade deadline, they got Nemestikov. So they could be deep. They're deeper than Nashville for sure. But the Coyotes are just as deep. If Nick Schmaltz comes back, just watch out.
What's wrong with Schmaltz right now?
A player on Vegas in an exhibition game elbowed him in the head, and he got concussion-like symptoms for 4 straight games and hasn't played in these playoffs yet. So he should be ready for this first round of the playoffs, but who knows? Which is, the league didn't even discipline the guy who elbowed him in the head, which is unfortunate, but we won't go there.
Almost done?
Almost.
All right. You did it.
Definitely would never do it again though. So
You
thanks
okay?
for watching. Let's get at it. Hope you enjoyed this fun little video. And go Coyotes.
Woo!